thought I was home free and that I wouldn't have to follow all these storytellers. However, the only reason that I'm up here was when I saw sports was the topic. I had a dream that I was at a Detroit Lions game. Never in my life have I thought about the Detroit Lions. And they, all of the players were sitting in a front row, and they had me sitting in the front row. And somebody came up to me and said that they were going to tap me on the shoulder. I had to suit up, and that I was supposed to touch the tight end after somebody touched me. So I thought it was a joke in my dream. And the guy came back 2 times, and finally he convinced me that I had to go suit up. So I walked into the locker room, and the uniform like had, these fat suits that people wear. They had this fat suit in the uniform, so I actually looked like a tall guy. If you gave, Anyway, I walked back out. I took my seat, and somebody came up and tapped me on the shoulder. I tapped the tight end, and that is all I remember about the dream. But considering that the Broncos are my home team and the Bears are my adopted team, so I guess that the dream was okay. The thing is, I was thinking about the sports that I played, and I was never great at anything, but I always had a good time, except for skiing. And it's probably because I grew up in Colorado. So I remember the first time I went skiing, there was a guy with like this big horn and started screaming on the slopes, blind skiers. What do you do when there's a bunch of blind skiers coming at you? You get out of the way. But you know what? They had spotters. So it kept them in line. Nobody got in trouble. And our bindings were different in those days. They were just pieces of leather that we tied onto the skis. And so somebody lost their ski. It went running down the hill and went right through a car. So I realized how dangerous this sport can be. Anyway, I wound up moving to Illinois. And where do you take your kids? In Flat, Illinois, to learn how to ski. You're absolutely right. Villa Olivia turned their golf course into this little skate thing for kids. And the program was called We Ski. And so I took my kids there, and the rolling slopes of the golf course was how they learned how to ski. Our ski life went on and on. I took my daughter out to Colorado when she was 9 and put us on the wrong chair. And it was a short run, but it was very steep. So the two of us got to the top of this and looked down and looked at each other and took off our skis and walked down. And I started taking my kids up to Madison, which is actually a nice place to ski. And I put my son into school and picked him up one day, and his face was completely white because he'd fallen so many times that his face was frostbitten. And the instructor hadn't noticed, and I almost had a stroke. Anyway, this is kind of a short story because I can't ski anymore. But the thing is that there's still a moth, and I can come tell the story here. So thanks.